What's up, guys? It's 5 o'clock in the evening, and I'm drinking coffee. Trying to keep the energy going. I'm a little drowsy, a little tired. I was gonna stream all day today, but Nero's stream, like Nero and Steve streaming, kind of went long, so I figured, all right. And then they got done, and I was kind of working on some stuff. I was tinker-catting a part for this guy because I'm thinking may throw a Pinda Probe on there. So maybe wiring in a Pinda Probe tonight. And also maybe going crazy and installing a other stuff. Who knows? Got to get up and check something though real quick. I was remixing a mount for a Pinda for this thing. It'll bolt onto the side, and then the Pinda will mount, hopefully kind of in line with the nozzle. So I'll just have to adjust the offset a little bit in one direction. But right now, I got the 1.2 installed. I had to swap out the screen too because the click wheel here on the other screen was having issues where it's just auto clicking. So, but now everything seems to be working. It's foaming. If I put the Pinda on there, I won't have to worry about the if I put the Pinda on there, I won't have to worry so much about bed level and stuff. You know? That would be nice. So gonna work on, at least right now it's printing, and it's printing pretty well. So I may just leave it running Marlin and leave it like this and just give it back. I've kind of had it for a while. So I may just kind of leave it like it is. But where's the fun in that, right? So I'm thinking that maybe I get the Pinda installed. We'll see. Right now it's, like I said, it's 5 o'clock my time. So figure we'll kind of see what happens. I gotta double check something real quick though. Let me look in Discord. So I want to check the Maker's Hideout and see. Yeah, Maker's Hideout has not been connecting with my YouTube streams. So let me edit my profile real quick. And let's go and see what we've got for accounts. I'm trying to remember some other connections. Devices, authorized apps. Finger mode is enabled. So let's disable streamer mode. There. Trying to connections. There we go. Gotta go under connections. Scroll down here, find YouTube. Let's take that one out, disconnect it. And let's go reconnect with YouTube and connect to the right account here. There we go. Yes, wow. There we go. Now it's set up. My son's definitely being a weirdo. Sorry, guys, if there's anybody in chat at the moment, give me just a moment. Ah, Martin, what's up, good sir? How you doing? It's Mr. Martin. Hope you're doing well. Stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, all those good things, you know. If there's anybody in chat watching besides Mr. Barton, don't be afraid to say hello. Can't shout you out in chat if you don't say something, because I don't know you're here till I see your name in chat. So, I'd like to say hi to everybody in chat. Let me see something here. I'm noticing that it looks like my audio is a bit low again, and I'm wondering if, because of PC reset, if I maybe just need to more volume settings. Let's go check our input. Yeah, that's what I thought. For some reason, the input always turns down, and then I have to crank it back up so it's loud again. So I do apologize. I really do. Well, it's good to see you, sir. Yeah, I was just trying to get caught up on some stuff and make sure that my Discord is now properly linked to my proper YouTube channel, so that this way when I go live on Discord, it will actually tell people in stream announcements that I'm live. So, yeah. I'm not sure who all streamed on this lovely Sunday except for Steve and Nero, because I was watching them for a little bit, and now I decided to stream myself. I figured I'm gonna work on this some more. Off camera, off stream, I installed out of my Ender 3 that was sitting back here. I installed the Bigtreetech SKR Mini E3V 1.2, so it's an older board, but still worked in my Ender 3, so I figured it would work in this, because the SKR 1.3 that I installed in this was not working. After I got everything said and done, it was working, doing stuff, and then it just stopped communicating. So I don't know if something happened to the board or what. So we just pulled the board, and I installed the mini, like I said, the mini E3V1 or version 1.2. So that's currently what I'm running in this thing. Currently it has Marlin on it because I just grabbed the Marlin file, but I'm thinking we'll install some Klipper on there. I stole the screen off the Ender 3 as well, so because originally the screen that was on here, it was having issues with this guy just doing the random click, 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 click whenever it wanted to. So flip-flopped the screens, and now it's working. Everything seems to be okay. This is a duck that I printed off of there, one of the Dapper Dans. So everything is working as it should be, so that's good. And the print quality looks pretty good. And I even bumped the print speed up to 150% during its print. So 150% still looks really good quality-wise, so that's good. That means I can finesse the profile a little bit, the slicer profile. So, but that's good. Right now, like I said, I Tinkercaded, I remixed a file I found on Tinkercad, and that way it'll hopefully be a little easier to install and work a little bit better. The original one I found here, the threads in it to thread the Pinda Probe in are just not cooperating, because they pre-threaded the hole. They made 3D printed threads, and they're just not grabbing, and I don't want to try and find a tap and tap that out. So I figured I would just make it so it's just a solid hole, and then I kind of stretch this back a little bit more back this way, and then I added a screw, and I'll put a heat insert in there, and then you can screw in and grab the heat insert to put pressure down on this guy. It'll slit through the back here. This is more flat, so there's a screw hole that goes through. Put a 3mm M3 screw through there with a heat insert on this side, 2 heat inserts on this side, and then it mounts into the slots on the side. On the other side of the housing, you just take 2 screws through, mount that in, then put the 2 screws back in to put the cover back on. So that is the plan as it is, and then I'll slide this guy down in there and then put a screw through, and that'll pinch down on this in the plastic and hold it in place. Then we just got to fish the wire back, and what I'll do is I'm going to run it off the Z. So I just got to grab 5 volts and then the ground and signal pin here, and send ground and signal to the Z end stop, and then send 5 volts up this guy here to power it. Evening, Shane. Good to see you, sir. Thank you very much for your help over the weekend with the computer. So I'm waiting patiently and looking forward to it getting here. Hopefully all goes well and it does work. But if not, it was worth a shot, right? It was worth a shot. I mean, it's the cost to send it to you and back, and the cost for the ICs was negligible compared to the cost to find a replacement and then have it programmed to match the car, or have it programmed to the car. So hopefully it works. It's just drop it in, plug it in, turn it on. It should be good to go. But if not, well. I've been without the car for about a month now anyway, while I was waiting to get the financials in place to be able to get that computer to you. So, but I do thank you, sir. I thank you greatly for your time. But tonight, like I said, this has currently got Mini E3 V3 or V1.2. Grab the screen off my Ender 3. Grab the board out of my Ender 3. Running Marlin currently. But I'm thinking we'll flash Klipper to it. We'll run this guy. I'll see if I can find a 3D printable case for this. If I can find a 3D printable case for it that'll mount right here to this 2020 or 2040 extrusion, be kind of nice. Just put it right here in the front. Have it just sit, you know, like right here. And then we can run a small USB out and into the front here. So we'll have to see if we can find stuff to make that work. Radio, what's up, Radio? How are you? I'm doing well. I could be better. I'm not gonna lie. I could be better. Could win the lottery. That would solve some of the problems. But, you know, money isn't everything. Friends and happiness. Friends and happiness. Yes. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that. I'm waiting for this print to finish up here because I want to see if my part is correct or if I'm going to have to rework the part. It sounds like it just finished. It was like a 14-minute part or something like that. Yep, it's done. See it coming down back there? Let's see. Printed it in ASA. Who doesn't like ASA, right? So I printed it in ASA. Well, let's just see if I pinch that. Still not going to be enough, but that's because I got to kind of clean it out a little bit in there. It got a little more smush. Either that, or I can always, we'll tighten it down and we'll see what happens. Before I go sticking a heat sink in there, I'm gonna actually, let me see something. Let me make sure I made that hole right for the heat insert. I might have made it too big too. That could be a problem. Nope, I did not. It'll be nice and snug. Look at that. A guy who doesn't really design 3D printed parts and just tinkers with Tinkercad did pretty good. Right now, I just want to press that down while I twist this in and see if I can suck it in a little bit. I'm actually sucking it in without any heat. It's actually kind of funny. But I want to get it to the point where it's nice and tight, and I'm going to try and stick the probe in, and we'll see if it's going to hold it, if it'll let me slide it through. It will. Dang it. I didn't make the hole small enough. Oh. Either that or I should have made the slit a little wider, you know. But let's see. I made that an 8mm hole. I guess I should have made it like 7.75mm hole, you know. What's up, Just Push Print? Good to see you, sir. Tripod, how are you doing? Make it nice and tight and to probe through. Yes, tripod, that does sound a little inappropriate. But here, let me share my right screen with you guys while I'm Tinkercadding here, because I am a Tinkercad non-master, but master enough. Here's all the craziness I've got going. I've got the original part down there, and then we've got all the different changes I've made. Oh, I made it 8.5. I guess I should have made it 8 on the nose. So we'll make it 8 on the nose. Oops, not 5. 8. Because it's an 8mm probe. So if I make it 8 and then smash that down, 8mm hole with a 1mm gap, means it should smash down tighter than 8mm and grab that. So that should be okay. I thought I made it 8. I don't remember why the hell I made it 8.5, but there's that. So while we're at it now, let's go ahead and tell it to, let's make sure nothing is going to get in the way of anything else. And I should be able just to select everything now and put it all back together. Let's select everything, put it all back together, and we'll see what happens here. Did everything work like it should? Yeah, there's my big hole on that side. There's my smaller little hole on this side. My 3mm hole all the way through, or a little over 3mm, and then there's the 2 heat insert holes on the top, and then there's my 8mm hole there. So there's that. Let's go back here now so that I can export this again. STL. Gotta wait for it to finish. But yeah, I'm going to pop out the chat here now that I think about it. I keep forgetting that if I pop out the chat, I can move it over here. Shrink this part down just enough that it barely fits, and then pull this on down so that I can see everything. And there we go. Chris Travis, good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Papa Way, what is up? Greetings and salutations to you as well. We'll save this to the desktop. Reload the slicer software. Let's go into the dashboard, go into prep, we'll delete that guy out of there, grab the new one with the one after it, open it, and slice that. I am doing 5 walls, 5 top, 5 bottom, and 40% infill. It is holding a probe. It is made of ASA. It should be plenty strong enough with 3 walls and like 15%, but I'd rather err on the side of caution. So it is saying it's going to be a 22 or a 14 minute 22-second print. I'm going to hit print, upload it. I got to go clear the build plate of the remnants. There we go. All right. So most of you, or the keen-eyed of you, will notice that, I know Chris Travis is here. I know, I agree, weird, but I'm glad to see him. I miss that dude. The keen-eyed amongst you will notice that there's a printer missing. I gave my niece and nephews the Adventurer 5M because it's a good printer. It's an easy printer. I figured it would just be nice of me to give them a good printer. So I am now without my Adventurer 5M. I gave that to my niece and nephew, and I've been scavenging parts off of the Ender 3 Pro that was sitting there. So now we're down 2 printers, and we're giving this printer back to the kiddo that we got it from, or whose mother gave it to me. I'm repairing it and giving it back to him, so he's going to have that back. So I am down 2 more printers. And if you want to play the technicals, I'll be down 3 more printers because this one was given to me, but I never really had the intentions of keeping it. I wanted to build a Mercury one out of it, but those of you who know me know that I probably wasn't going to keep this anyway and give it back to the kid once I fixed it. And that's kind of how I am, and that's what I'm doing. So I am now down 2 more printers. So now I have the Rook, the K1, the Bamboo, and the Switchwire as my go-tos for everything, and my Bear, which is at work. It's now my computer, or my office printer. I'm leaving that one at work. Just, it's going to stay there. It's going to live there. It's going to be my office computer. It's a good printer. It works great. And the Bear is just, you know, it just looks nicer at work, so I leave it there. Then right back here, you got the ANET A8 Plus. The orange thing you see there is my baby belt that I'll be working on at some point. And then I've got that Delta right there that is a really, really old 12-volt system, 8-bit board, crappy touchscreen, just very, I don't even know the brand. It's just that old, and just, I don't know the brand on it. It was just one of those, here's a brown box with a printer in it, Dan, and I got 2 of them, and I kept one, and I gave one to my buddy Bruce, and we were going to work on a build series with him, put linear rails on them, upgrade them to a 24-volt system, and then I just never got to that yet. Not saying I won't, but, you know. Let me go back into chat here, guys. Sorry, let me get going here. What was the fix for the steppers that was missing? I think it's the board, because I pulled that Manta board out, and I put that SKR 1.3 in, and it worked just fine. And then I put the that right now, like I said, it's running a mini E3 V3 or V1.2, so it's got a mini 1.2 in it. And it's working just fine. It's extruding and retracting and everything works. So I don't know what the actual issue was, but that's the general consensus is I think that there might be something wrong with the actual board itself. So pulled that out of there, got the that board that's in there. Seems to be working good now. We tried Vision Miner Nano Adhesive, loving it. I have used Vision Miner in the past. I do love that stuff. It does work great. I just don't have Vision Miner money, so I can't afford to go get some Vision Miner right now, so I don't have any Vision Miner right now. However, if Vision Miner ever wants to sponsor the streams and send me some, I'll be more than happy to put a little sponsored by Vision Miner down here. There is one thing I do need to talk about, because some people have asked about what's going on with me and Libre. I need to clear the air on what was going on with me and Libre Computer. First, know that I love Libre. I will still continue to use their boards. I will still continue to support them. I still want you guys to support them. Now for what actually is going on. I have talked with Da, and I have stepped away as that direct sales position. But we are still going to work together on some streams, and I'm still going to push their products. I'm going to use their products. If I get people who are curious and they want to buy products in bulk and buy direct, buy in bulk, I will still get them in touch with Da. I will still make the connections if anybody is interested in doing like a direct bulk purchase. I will be more than happy to do that. If there's ever an event that they want to go to and they would like me to be there, I told them I will be available. Just let me know, and we will, go from there. As for Murph, I was going to Murph as myself. I'm still going to Murph as myself. I still love the Libre boards, and we'll talk to people about Libre while I'm there. I will still, mention if anybody wants to get them, how to get them. I am going to work on getting my Amazon affiliate link set up for them, so that if people do want to buy them and they want to help me out, they can use the little Amazon affiliate link for it, which I don't know. Let me see if this still works, guys. Give me a second here. I got to click on the old chitty chats, and then let me click this. And did it hit enter? No. So it doesn't actually enter. It goes over too much, which is fine. So yeah, that I'll need to work on and get my little buttons set up and get my thing going there. Any suggestions or tips for building a... Wait, hold on. Let me get caught up on chat before I read that. Hey, Vision Miner. But I have any use for a CR10S Provo 2? Probably need repair and giveaway. Dude, just for Sprint, if you bring it to Murph, I think you're going to Murph, right? If you bring it to Murph, you don't want it, bring it. I will work on it on stream. I will repair it, do things to it. We'll get it up and running. Because that's pretty much what I enjoy doing, is either building brand new printers, or I enjoy repairing broken printers, finding what's wrong with them and then fixing them. And ultimately, it's kind of what I enjoy streaming or doing on streams, is just I want to work on it and talk to somebody while I do it, because with ADHD comes that inability to do things when you're left unattended. So doing a stream and having somebody there to talk to while I'm working on it, I forget what that's called. It's like shadowing or something. I forget the technical term for it, but it does help me to get stuff done. So like right now, I'm just waiting for that part to print. It's like 15 minutes to print. And once it's done printing, then I will start pulling the head apart there. We'll get that little piece mounted, as long as we test and make sure the Pinda works. Once we know the Pinda is going to fit in there and sit properly, then I will, like I said, we'll snip the zip ties away. We'll start fishing the cable through. I'll flip the board up on its side, and we'll get it wired in. And I'll have to double check my pins to make sure I remember which one is my power, my 5-volt, because I am going to run this guy 5 volts. I'm going to run 5 volts off of here, and then the other two are going to go into the Z probe, or the Z end stop. Because I don't see a point in trying to run it as the probe style. I'm just going to run it as this is my Z. And then I'll leave the Z end stop switch on there. If he ever down the road decides he wants to go back to a Z end stop switch, he'll be able to do that. I'll just take the little screw and nut and twist them down so they're out of the way, so they're not making contact. And then it'll just be this guy coming down and saying, yep, I'm close enough to the bed, and then doing its little probe across the bed to make sure everything is good, and then let it ride. So that is the plan. I am hoping by the end of this week, since today is Sunday, I'm hoping by the end of this week to have this printer up, functioning and printing. So look for several streams throughout the week as I'm out here in the evenings working on this thing. Come hang out. But yeah, and then radio, back to your any suggestions or tips for building a Voron 2.4. Yeah, if you have the extra cash, I say buy the LDO kit, because with all the extra boards and things that LDO includes in the kits, they are nice. I did build a, I'm trying to remember which company it was, Formbot. I believe it was a Formbot, the 2.4 that I had built several years ago. I know Shane in chat and maybe Tripod remember that when I built that thing forever ago. But with Formbot kit, it wasn't bad, but it kind of lacked a lot of what was already kind of like a current thing at the time. A lot of the boards and stuff that LDO includes for end stop switches and stuff like that, the hot end, all that fun stuff. No, it's Formbot 2.4. Got it for 760 euro. I think it's euros, right? Yen, euro. I don't remember the currency. Like I apologize for my ignorance on the currency sign. But it's Formbot kit. Still not terrible. Like I said, just make sure you print all your parts. Things to look at maybe upgrading would be the front idlers for the A and B motors. You got your front idlers. There is some beefy idlers. You can 3D print those, and then I believe they use a pin, and but the beefy idlers are nice. I never did those on mine. I wish I had. They're a whole lot easier to take apart and put back together. They have upgraded a lot of things since you have. You did yours. Oh, yes, that's right. Yes, yes. Radio. I'm sorry, good sir. Yes. But yes, the beefy idlers are nice. So yeah, do your beefy idlers. Euro. Okay. But yeah, so I kind of forget your beefy, your Mr. Beefy idlers. But yeah, beefy idlers are nice. Those are awesome. Do those. As for the 2.4, if it doesn't come with the sex bolt, I would say look at getting the sex bolt instead of doing the little pin for your Z end stop. The sex bolt is a nice mod. Makes it a little bit easier to, or a little less worry about the end stop. Because you use a little piece of I forget what size rod that is, but it may jump out of there. So sex bolt is a good one. When it comes to doing the setup, there is a Think found Mercury upgraded idlers. Gonna try your Mercury one. Dude, do it. Do it. I always say, like, I'm not one to tell you what to do and not to do with your stuff. I will never be that guy to tell you how to spend your money or how to spend your time. If you have a thought in your head about something and I've done something with it before, I can tell you my experience with it and you can kind of go off of my experience however you see. If you're like, he's an idiot, I don't trust him, and you want to do it yourself, do it yourself. If I tell you I did something and it was a problem and you say, hey, he said he had an issue with it, I don't know that that's the route I want to go, that's fine. But I'll never tell you what to do except for to click like and subscribe if you're not. I'll tell you to do that. I'll tell you there are links down below if you want to donate to the channel in some way, shape, or form. You can buy yourself a shirt. You can, what else is there? You can buy yourself a shirt, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. If you want to throw a couple bucks my way to help out, greatly appreciated. You can become a member if you want. I have a few members now, which is awesome. Speaking of, nobody's hit the $24.99 tier yet, so I realized I forgot when I set up my tiers. The $24.99 tier was the we'll spend a nice quiet stream together, hanging out and talking about whatever it is you need to talk about. So I don't have anybody there, but I'll probably play around with those a little bit. Give my $4.99ers some time to hang out. Thanks to Bearded Bucket, I have a few of those now. So Bearded Bucket's not here, but thank you, Bearded Bucket, for that. And Shane, when we were referring to the Klipper candidate, are we talking about the Delta back there? Because it would be nice to maybe get with LDO and get some rails for it. See if I can get somebody, maybe get... maybe I talked to Fadis about getting a hot end for it. Maybe I get Bigtreetech to sponsor a board for it, and then I can take that base on there and just expand it so I have more room in there to put maybe a Manta M4P with a CB1, or let's just say Libre may have something coming end of the year that might be pretty badass, that may give people an alternative for certain boards that Bigtreetech provides. Maybe you'll have a third option there instead of just two. Just throwing that out there. I'm not saying too much, just saying enough. Look more sturdy than the originals, optimized for enclosure. Nice. Don't think you have any of the shirts ready for Murph, though. Hey, when you're ready, brother, put that stuff out there. Like I said, I've got a link to my stuff. If people want to buy it, they can hop on the Stream Elements and do... Stream Elements does the print on demand. So as you order it, they print it and ship it out. So I only get a small cut of that because obviously they have more involved than I do, but at least I get a cut. So I think they pay out at $20. I think I'm still a little bit shy on the $20 mark. So if anybody wants to go and purchase some merch from there, feel free to do so. What filament is loaded in the Under 5? That is Polymaker. That is the Polymaker PLA, or Polylite PLA. It is the Starlight Meteorite, or Meteor. Yeah, so it's Starlight Meteor that's in there. You just noticed it? Yeah. I have a lot of Polymaker stuff. Really can't complain. I got a lot of Polymaker. I used to have a lot of printed solid Jesse. I used to get that stuff a lot, but then kind of won a bunch of Polymaker, and then I was working on some projects and Polymaker sponsored those things, so I ended up with some extra, because it's always better to order more than you need than not order enough and then have to order more, right? So, yeah, that's what I did. Gonna run to the store real quick. Hey, do what you gotta do, man. I should be here for a little while yet anyway. I mean, I don't know. I've only been streaming for 38 minutes and haven't really even started on the printer yet. So I'm waiting for that part to finish printing. It has 72% done. It says it'll be done here in about 5 minutes. So it's got about 5 minutes left. Would you recommend someone who is going to Smurf for the going to Smurf? I don't know, Radio. I have never gone to Smurf. I would love to go to Smurf, but that is a pricey one for me. Being stateside, I still got to get a passport set up and then air travel and all that fun stuff. But usually, when you go to those events, the first time, if it's your first time going, just go. Don't plan to bring anything. Go and enjoy the event. The first time out, just go enjoy the event, see what it's all about, take it in, soak it in, talk to the people. You're gonna run into a lot of YouTubers that do videos that you watch on the regular, so go. And if you get opportunities, talk to them, shake their hands, give high fives, whatever. If they've got time, ask questions. If they're recording or if they're filming and you see they're busy, don't necessarily interrupt. Be courteous of them. They are, a lot of those guys, when they go to those places, they are working still. So, be nice, give them their space, Yeah, just like Just Push Prince said, just enjoy yourself, man. Just go. Check out the event. I this year have decided that I've gotten tables every year past going to Murph, and I decided this year I'm just going for Saturday. I'm not getting a table. I'm just gonna walk the event. I'm gonna talk to everybody. I'm not even bringing. I'm probably gonna bring the Osmo. I'm going to probably bring this guy along, bring my phone, my battery pack, and I'll probably just walk around and talk to people, say hi, and just grab some footage, come home, and then actually kind of splice together a video of just my walking around the event. Yeah, it's one of those, so you're not sure if you're going to go because of money. Hey, uh, here's my Murph plan. Are you ready? I will tell you my Murph plan for this year because like everybody, I'm hurting for money. There's no getting around that. There's no denying it. Astro, what is up, Liam? How the hell have you been? You know, you won't be there this year? That sucks, bud. I'm going just for Saturday. And here's the plan. I'm waking up probably 4 a.m. Saturday morning. I'm getting in my car. I'm probably going to bring one or two of my daughters with. They're going to understand that we are going broke. We are not going to have any money. I'm going to fill the tank and we're going to drive. When we get there, we'll eat the free food that's provided when we're there because you got guys like Mr. Dan Adams, who is going to be making some kick-ass jambalaya at the event. So we'll grab ourselves a cup of jambalaya, grab ourselves bottles of water when we can, and we're just going to hang out and walk around the event for the day, talk to everybody, hang out with friends. The girls can kind of run off and, see whatever they want to see and do whatever they want to do. And then it's going to be end of night. We're going to tell everybody goodbye, high fives and hugs. We're going to get back in the car and drive the 3 hours home. I'm hoping to spend no more than a tank of gas and it's either 2 or 4 tolls. And that's it. That's it. So we're talking less than $100 is my hope to just go to the event, walk around, see everybody, and come home. So Radio, I don't know how far Smurf is for you, but if you can at least do one of the 2 days of the event and just go walk around, if it's close enough that you can just drive for a day, spend the day, and go back. You're Spanish. It's all good, man. It's all good. You're alive and kicking, Liam. Well, that's good, brother. I miss you, man. I miss a lot of you guys. That's part of that's the main reason why I'm coming back to YouTube is because I miss a lot of the crowd that didn't like the Twitch transition. The other reason is because Twitch is just become overrun with a lot of people doing the same thing, and I just didn't enjoy. I'm one of these people I didn't like to step on toes. I didn't like to be on top of people, stepping on people's toes, or potentially pulling people away from other people. So I figured I'm coming back to YouTube. I'm just going to stay here. I'm just going to do my thing on YouTube. And for those who want to watch them live, thank you very much. And for those who don't and catch the replays later, thank you. Every little bit helps. It doesn't hurt. Like I said, for anybody who streams and is monetized and says they're not doing it for the money, they're full of shit. I don't necessarily do this for the money, but the money helps. So Every little bit that I can get, I do enjoy, and it looks like I print failed. So let me look at this. Yeah, we had some print failure because the print came loose near the end. But I think I'm going to attempt to make this work. At least for right now. I can reprint it later. And then it's nothing more than 2 screws to swap it out. But as you can see, the print popped loose right at the top here. But the screw hole is there enough that this one will hold the bulk of it and keep it connected to the machine. This one will just keep it from, twisting on there. So I think I should be okay with this. So let's take our probe and let's see if this guy is going to work now. That is a much tighter fit, so that is good. We'll open it up a little bit here, get that down in there. So yeah, we will be able to get that, and then that will press together, pinch, and hold it in place. There's the little hole that I put in for the heat insert on this side, and then the screw head can kind of disappear in right there. Papa, sounds like the way ASA treats you. Yeah. No, the last print went good, but I didn't clean the build plate in between. So yeah, that's my fault, Right fit, that's what she said. Liam, you dirty, dirty man, you. For those who don't know who Astroprint is, or Astro Printer is, that's Liam. Go give him a follow. He's big into space and NASA and does things with NASA. So give him a follow. Stephen Poole, give him a follow. Just Push Print, give him a follow. Everybody give everybody a follow. Go show everybody show everybody some love. But there we go. We'll clean out that. And now, let's see. That appears to drop in a little easier now. Still a bit of a tight one. But I think that's about all the farther I'll need it to actually protrude. And if I need it to go farther, it's nothing to just kind of wedge something in there and pop it open. Kind of like how I just did this, where I took this little guy and wedged it in there to take it apart. And then it dropped right out. And then I can just wedge that in there and push that up more. See, even twist it in place a little bit and then pop that out, pinch it down, and that'll keep it from moving. So there's that. Pretty Medic Vince, good to see ya. Hope you're doing well, good sir. Staying out of trouble, staying out of jail. Hey, all that fun stuff. Again, guys, I got a shill for funds. I'm poor as hell and need to get to work this week. So if anybody's feeling generous, links down below for PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. Feel free to hit up any one of those, any dollar amount you want. I'll still shout you out here on the stream. And now, I got to switch over. I'm going to lift this guy up here, and we'll see just how well that works. Let's take a look here. Let's go to bench cam. Look at that. Ta-da. I'm going to try and twist some stuff and move some stuff and make some stuff work here. I got to do my video for the Panda Touch there and get ready for the beta firmware to come out. Mr. Cassell, good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Staying out of trouble, staying out of jail, all that fun stuff. All right, let's shut this thing down. Is the air conditioner bothering you guys? Can you guys hear the air conditioner blowing into the microphone? If you guys cannot hear it, Klipper Touch. Yeah, Klipper Touch is another thing that that Bigtreetech is working on with the Pinda Touch. They have another variation of the firmware coming out for this guy. For this guy right here. Let me go back here. But for this guy, that actually is designed specifically for Klipper systems, so you can run up to, I think it said like 100 Klipper devices off of one of these, and then you'd have, let's go back to close, you basically would have their interface here, but it would have their interface working to control all of your Klipper-based systems, so you could just jump between them. Right now, I was just running Panda, it's set up as their Panda Touch, and I only have one printer, which is currently my A1 Mini, which you can't really see right now because camera's garbage, but the A1 Mini is set up on here. I told Bamboo I would do or not Bamboo, Bigtreetech, that I would do a video on how to set it up. I did a stream, showed you guys on stream a little while back, but yeah. 3 hots and a cot doesn't sound so bad at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that I want to necessarily commit a crime to get 3 hots and a cot, but you're right. The 3 hots and a cot is sounding pretty comfortable these days. I got to figure out a way to turn this so that you guys will be able to actually see what the heck I'm doing here. So I got to figure out some way to get this guy out from under all this. Let's see if we can get this thing up on something, huh? So I can get you guys up in the mix there, right? Hey, wait. Can we get away with this? No, dang it. I just need to get this thing up here more so that you guys can kind of see what I'm working on. This is why I need an overhead camera at some point. Then you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. Let me see if I can find some kind of a box scenario. When in doubt, make a big mess and drop some filament boxes all over the place, right? Let's see if this will get me up high enough so that you guys can kind of see what I got going on here. One day I'll have one of them fancy like YouTuber studios with all the fancy stuff. Let's see what happens now. Hey, that's a little better. And then we tip this up. There we go. Let's bring the exposure up a little bit. There we go. All right. I did kind of block part of what I need to get into to do this, but that's okay. And where did I just set the one that I just made? Did I just hide it behind all my stuff? There we go. I do have to put some heat inserts in first, so I should probably do that, huh? Before I go crazy and jump to that up there, we can put some heat inserts in. Let me see something. Oh, that hole is now too big for that one. Uh-oh. Let's see if this one will fit in there. I think these are a little wider than the other ones. They're a little smaller lengthwise, but I think they're a little wider. Yep, we throw a little heat at those, and those will, at that one, it'll definitely sink in there. And then I think, yep, and then that'll work on that one. And let's get another one out here. Get these, that top one, like I said, the top one is kind of messed up because it didn't print all the way up. It did mess up going through, but I think I can still get it to at least eat into the plastic enough to make a difference. So, you didn't print the hanger for it. The hanger for what, Papa? I'm sorry, I may be missing some stuff here, but the hanger for what, good sir? Just want to make sure I know what we're talking about. And then I need to plug this in back here for now. So let's plug this in. There we go. 250 should be playing. Oh, for the camera? Yeah. Yeah, I need to print something so that I can mount it. I need to get a little longer USB cable too, and then I can run around. And I'd like to actually put it above the AC looking out and down. And actually, because this is an IPVO and it's got its heavy weighted base here, it's just square. I could make something so I can just slide it down into it and it just holds it against the wall with a couple of screws, since my office walls are just plywood, you know. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe we'll jump in Tinkercad one of these nights, and maybe even tonight, and 3D print an enclosure with a couple holes, and then I can just slide this thing in and slide it right off the wall there. That'd be pretty sweet. Maybe I'll do that. And then I got the little eye pivot I can kind of like swing out, and it's got the little swivel head so I can twist it around as I need to. So there we go. Look at us being semi-productive. Whoops. Way to go, Dan. You just knocked out your heat inserts. Well, we'll put this one in first since it's sticking out. Ta-da. That one's in. Now we'll get these other two. At least this bottom one for sure. But I think we'll be able to get both of them in there. Okay. There's that one. And then we'll put this top one in that'll be kind of half sticking out still. But I think it'll be enough for what I'm trying to do as long as I push down properly and it keeps riding inside the hole the whole way down. So you just have to make sure we push properly and then pull it out. Okay. There we go. That should be okay enough. And if you ever see me take my soldering iron when I'm done with it and drop it on my floor, it's concrete. I'm not worried about burning concrete. So, greetings, programs. Old curmudgeon, good to see you. Hope you're doing well, staying out of trouble, staying out of jail. It's good to see you. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to jump back to this guy here. There we go. Now let's see if this Bamboo Labs driver is the right size for this. Oh, it is. Look at that. So we'll take these two out real quick. Let me take this filament off the end of this guy real quick and set it underneath so I can scoot this more up onto the thing there. And then we'll kind of turn this a little more. Let's see how close we can get you guys. There we go. About to mow the yard, old curmudgeon. I should do the same thing, but it's, what is it, 20 to 6 right now? I think I'm going to do my yard tomorrow after work. I'll get off work, stop, grab the mower on my way home. For those who don't know, I don't have a mower. I borrow a mower from my parents. Yes, I'm that guy. Okay. Let's get this zip tie off of here real quick because there we go. That way we can move this all back up out of the way because we will need to slide the probe cord down through there. But for right now, we just want to get the probe itself mounted. And I'm trying to remember how long the screws they said to use. I think they said, was it M8s? Let's see. M8s. That should be plenty big enough. And it looks like there's enough gap. It does say to use the button heads, but don't have any button heads at the moment. Just checking the fitment here, guys. Putting a Pinda Probe on it. Yes, I am, because I have an extra Pinda Probe sitting here. I have 2 of them, to be honest with you. I have a BL Touch too, but I think the reason I didn't use the BL Touch on one of my last builds was because I think the BL Touch went out and I just kind of threw it in a pile and confused it for a good part, and I don't want to go through the headache of hooking up a BL Touch until I can just test it. So that is kind of where I'm at with it. So since I have a brand shiny new Super Pinda actually just sitting here, I figure I'll stick a Pinda Probe on it. I mean, if you're going to give somebody an upgraded unit,
Might as well give them an upgraded unit, you know? Radio, this is not mine. It was given to me, but it's actually a student at the school that I work at. His mom gave it to me because she wanted it out of her house because it, quote unquote, didn't work. I told him I could probably fix it, and he kindly said, if you get it fixed, can I have it back and I will pay you for whatever work you put into it. I don't charge my students. So I'm just taking parts off of one of my old machines, and it's a Ender 3 Pro that I have here. I'm just taking the parts off of that and making it work, and then I'm just going to give it back to him. That's just how I am, man. I like the tinkering side more than I actually enjoy the printing side. Not that I don't enjoy 3D printing. I love 3D printing. I just like the building and tinkering side of it, you know, the sitting and staying focused and working on something. It's a good feeling for a guy with ADHD to actually accomplish something, you know. What do I do for a living, Radio? I work as I am a tech director or IT guy for a school, public school. So my 9 to 5 or my, in this case, 6 to 2 right now because we're on summer hours. My 6 to 2 is school IT, big projects that I do there. And then I just love 3D printing and have helped my school's 3D printing program for their STEM. A lot of fun stuff. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of what I do. And now that I'm back in front of the fan and the fan is back on, if the fan's bothering you guys, please say something. Let me know. I don't know if you guys can kind of see how that goes, but 2 of the holes line up with the slots, the cooling slots on the side there. Tinkering is fun. Yes, old curmudgeon it is. So, physical probe is better with no contact. Yeah, I just, like I said, I more or less am just trying to let's see. I need M8s. I think I can get away with M6s or even smaller, but we'll do M6s instead. Let's get a couple M6s here. I just enjoy working on printers and helping kids get excited about 3D printing. So if I can fix this kid's 3D printer and give it back to him, and he enjoys 3D printing more, then to me that's a win, you know? And at the same time, his mom will be oh so excited to see the printer come back, you know? And I say that sarcastically because she was like, just get it out of my house. I'm tired of looking at it. So this is kind of like a ha-ha, I got you, you know? But, yeah. Your middle school wasted $100K on a steam stem laser printer lab. You were less than impressed, old curmudgeon. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. There's a lot of schools who don't talk to anybody in the community, in the field. They dump a buttload of money into something they think is correct because that's what somebody told them, and without any knowledge of what they want to do and what they're going to use it for, it tends to go wasted. So, yeah, I can kind of understand the little bit of frustration you have, or you're having there, good sir. I definitely think that schools need to spend a little time talking to people instead of guessing or going based off of something else. When you change the board of your Ender 3, you want you want sensorless? Yeah, I would love to go sensorless on this, and I very well could. If I go Klipper, I definitely am thinking sensorless would be nice, because sensorless is a little easier to set up on Klipper than Marlin, because it's a, you know, kind of an easier thing to set up. So I got somebody popping in the door though here, so let's see who it is. It is my daughter. Just sit on the table, love. Oh, dinner.
Okay, cool. Some form of dinner. I don't exactly know what it is, but it is a brown bag from somewhere. I'm brown bagging it, guys. But I just got to get these 2 screws tightened down in here that you guys can't really see, but that's what I'm talking about. See how the screws are inside the slots there? What's the problem with the Ender 5? Radio, the Ender 5 was, according to the student and his mother, dead. And he openly admitted he did not have the skills to fix it. He didn't know how to fix what was wrong with it. When I got it, the hot end was tore apart. There was a bad nozzle clog. So I fixed the hot end, put a new nozzle on it. The build plate was all gouged to all get out, and he threw that away. So the magnet underneath this build plate, which is off of my Ender 3, which is a TH3D Easy Flex Pro, that I bought from TH3D. It's a B stock one. I bought it off of them during one of their sales a few years back. They had like a B stock sale. B stock parts are obviously not A stock, not A quality, so there's potentially an issue with it. In this case, there was a little blemish. There's a little blemish right here, and I got it for B stock price because this little blemish under the PEI coating. So yeah, can't complain. I mean, it still works good. I haven't had any issues with adhesion there. Just visually, it doesn't look as appealing because it's it's got that quote unquote blemish in it. So get that tightened down. This is kind of a pain because of where it's at. It's down inside here. There's no easy way to get to it. You have to just kind of do your quarter turns. And yes, I know my pinky is kicking out. I think I'm having a little bit of a muscular issue tonight. But see, then that'll mount like that. The heat insert's already in there, and since I know that it's 15 millimeters across, I can use a 12 or a 14 millimeter screw, and I should bottom out. And if I do, hopefully it'll still be enough. So let's get the probe in there. Viking, what's up, brother? Filament Vic, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Lurker mode activated. Thank you, old curmudgeon. All right, so let's get this. Pull that out a little. I don't want to pull too hard and crack it or break it, but I got to pull it out just enough that I can get that probe down. There we go. All right, probe is down. Now we can kind of drop the bed a little, and then we can hopefully, let's see here, that should stay like that, go like that, and let's make sure that other screw will be able to get back in there. Yep, we can get into that screw with that in place. It'll be a little awkward, but we can do it. So that's all that matters, right? Vic, I am doing okay. Like everyone, still suffering from the millions of problems in the world today, finances and stress and all that fun, exciting stuff. But thankfully, I've got 3D printing and a group of individuals who enjoy just hanging out with me to help distract my brain. So, thank you for that. Let me do this. You guys are probably tired of staring at my belly more than anything. So there we go. Now you can actually see me. Let's get that screw down in there. There we go. Get it started. There we go. Get that to let go. There it is. That one's tight. That one's tight. There we are.
Now the fun is going to be remembering, does anybody remember on the Super Pinda, brown, blue, black, which one is the 5 volt, which one is your signal and ground? Does anybody remember? You got your brown, blue, and black. I think brown is 5 volt. I think the blue is signal, and then black obviously ground. I could be wrong, and I think it could be even that black is your 5 volt, blue is your ground, brown is your signal. I'm going to look that up here in a minute, but we'll have to cut this off here so that we can fish that down through here, get that down inside the sleeve, get it around, and then down over there where we'll put another connector on here, and then run this down to the board. On the board side, we will run that into the signal in the ground. We'll run into the Z end stop, and then the 5 volt will run to the 5 volt probe port on the board. And again, the reason for that being is I want to make this so it's reversible. If he decides down the road he wants to go back to just using the end stop switch, he can just unplug the probe, plug in the switch, adjust the end stop switch, and really he should be pretty good to go after that. So that is the reason why I am going to be using the Z end stop switch and doing, Z for homing or Z for homing and probing, and not doing a Z end stop switch and using the probe. So that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Feel free to do it however you see fit. But for me, I'm going to do that in the case that he down the road wants to revert it back. It should just be unplug this wire, and then plug this one back in, and your switch is there. You just need to readjust your offset for the switch and go. So that is why I doing what I doing, and you doing what you doing. So let's get these zip ties off of here. We'll apply some new zip ties as we go. Okay, there's that. And I just recently tucked the wires behind the extruder motor back here. The wires run down behind this, so they hold them back in place. So the only way to get that wire down through there now is going to be to kind of undo that. Blue is ground, brown is 5 or 3.5 or 3.3, and black is your signal. Thank you, Just Push Print. Jerry, what is up, good sir? Good to see you. Looks like it's a double cheeseburger. I'll put that double cheeseburger off to the side for now. I am not feeling peckish. I am not feeling like eating on stream, guys. I am feeling okay, just so you know. I know I'm not eating on stream. It's weird, but I'm good. Just Googled it. Oh, from Google? Yeah. Jerry, glad to see you got your Sobel SV08 ordered. Can't wait to see what you do with it, good sir. It's going to be fun. Down the road someday, maybe I'll get one, but right now, if anybody sends money my way, it's going to put gas in my tank and pay my bills. So if you want to help me put gas in my tank and pay my bills, feel free to hit the links down below. Thank you. Sadly, my monthly income does not meet my monthly outgoing. So streaming, any money that comes in from streaming goes to help offset the cost of bills. All right, let's move this back a little bit now because we're kind of done up top. I'm going to move these cardboard boxes out of the way and move this down here now. So I'll make you guys a little dizzy, but that is kind of where we're going to be working right now. So we'll take the cardboard boxes. Let's move the screws back into their spot real quick. Move the boxes out of the way here. Grab my little mouse. Move that over here. Let's grab the right. Let's see, is this the right one? Nope. All right. Break out our Harbor Freight Pittsburgh Allen wrenches. Anybody's got a Harbor Freight nearby, highly recommend getting you a set of the metric Allens from Harbor Freight. If you need them, get them. I know a lot of guys will swear by the Weras and stuff like that, and if you've got that kind of money, get those kinds of tools. If you don't, Harbor Freight does offer the if you break it, bring it back and we'll swap it out for your return. So on their Pittsburgh stuff, at least. I think some of their other stuff too, but I know the Pittsburgh tools do. So definitely worth, getting them if you can. But there we go. So I had this wire right here was coming around like this, and then I had it tucked into the channel, and then I had my extruder motor over it to kind of help hold this wire back in place so it wasn't just out here kind of flopping around and getting in the way. So that's how I had that and why I had that the way I had that. But now let's go ahead and cut this end off of here. So there we go. Now we can fish that guy up through there. Super excited when Harbor Freight opened up in town. Yeah, Harbor Freight is definitely, you know, give it all the crap you want. It's still an awesome, awesome thing to have nearby because you get cheap tools quick. And for people on a budget, cheap tools are still good tools because if you can get the job done, it doesn't matter how you got the job done. But now I'm going to kind of off camera here. I'm going to shoot this cable up into the sleeve a little bit. Start working on fishing it down. And we're going to slide this sleeve back up as far as we can and see if we can get it past the collar there, or the wire we're currently fishing in, so I can grab it. Nope, it's catching inside there. So let's push down, see if we can get past it. I'm sorry I'm doing this up out of the way, guys, but I'm trying to get it. There we go. We got it. Now we can pull this down through, and then we can basically just add a cable extension at this point going down into the control board. So that wire is now down in there. We'll pull this a little tight and put a zip tie on it. And of course, thanks to Bigtreetech having a firmware that already has a probe configured for ZN stop, I'm just going to grab their basic Marlin firmware real quick, flash it to this, make sure that the probe is working like it's supposed to, and then we will entertain getting Klipper next. Basically, it's take it in Marlin format, make sure it's going to work the way I need it to, and then we'll go through the headache of, and by headache, I mean for me anymore, not so much. I've done it enough that it shouldn't be too terrible. Convert it to Klipper. Ah, the joys of Chinese finger trap cables. Yes, yes, the Chinese finger trap cable management. It is good stuff, and I do like it, and it does work well. I do like the colored stuff, like if you're doing color schemes, you got the blue, the black and blue, black and red. I like those, black and silver. But there. Now this end will stay pretty solid. And that cable, all these wires and everything are pretty good out of the way. They should be just fine. And there we go. We added a... How much is the Super Pinda going for, guys? Like 30 bucks? So we added like a $30 Super Pinda to this thing. And by added, I mean are in the process of adding. There we go. I just have to get an end on this guy. And then just remember that however I wire this is how I got to pay attention to it on the other end. So whatever color I put to whatever color, because I don't think I have brown, blue, and black cable like this. So whatever I attach from the other end going that way, I need to make sure I make a cheat sheet so I know which one is which on the other end when I hook it up on the board. But yeah, let's give these all a little strip and figure out where's my locking, my ones with the little lock on them. That way they lock together and stay connected. Could do the lazy man's way and solder it with a little bit of heat shrink. What do we got here? Chat kind of jumped real fast, so let me see here. I'd rather go to Harbor Freight than Micro Center. Yeah, Micro Centers are fun, but yeah. They have quality stuff also. Key shrink over the 3 wires will make it easier. Yeah, if I would have done that, Jack, it would have been easier, but it wasn't terrible. It was pretty easy to do. Granted, closest Micro Center is 2 states away anyway. The joys of the Chinese finger trap. Let's see. Just hardware. Skip Marlin and go Klipper from the start. Yeah, Jack, I could, but for me tonight, it'll just be grab the firmware, install it, like quick flash it and be done. I won't have to go through the headache of grabbing configs and doing all that stuff tonight. So that, and besides, it's more content for later, right? I plan on doing this over the next week, and then hopefully Thursday I'll be able to give this back to him so he can take it home on Thursday. So need a couple nights worth of streams to give you guys content and reasons to come back and hang out with me, right? Also, hopefully bring some value to your lives, you know. Maybe teach you something. I hope I don't ever teach anything. I hope you guys are smarter than me, because I don't really feel like I'm the smartest person in the world, but I kind of feel like everyone's more intelligent than I am, if that makes sense. What do people call that? Self-sabotage, right? Self-sabotaging? Something like that? There they are. I was like, where are all my tools? And then I realized, oh, they're right here. Ha ha ha. Tools. Put the tool bag right there. Now you guys can barely see my head here, so let's bump down a little bit. There we go. And then let's see here. Let's get a little more focused on the action. It's these guys right here. I do fear that I left one of my cable strippers, or one of my cable crimpers, at my parents' house a while back. And with what I'm about to do, you really only need to take a little bit off the tip. Kind of like, you know, when you were a kid, if you were a boy. Just a little bit off. Just a little bit. You're smartest in the room. You're in the wrong room. Very true, sir. Very true. Will not deny that that is probably an accurate statement. Now, I'm going to go with this end. This would be your male end. I'm going to put the female end. So I'm going to put my female end on at the probe, and then I'll have my male end here coming off the board to connect up. That's how I'm going to do it. You can do it however you want, and it's not right, it's not wrong, it's just working. It's functional. Functional is all you need. I do miss my smaller little orange wire crimpers for little end crimps here, but I do have the bigger spring-loaded ones. I just got to find them real quick. Here we go. I have these big spring-loaded jaws. They do work. I just like the smaller ones because they're hand pressure only, whereas these are ratcheting. See, they ratchet. So if you're squeezing a bit too tight, you can potentially cut the wire. Get that started. Get my first cable here. Stuff that guy down in there. And you don't have to go too far in. You really only got to go in just till you got some jacket inside the hole there. And then there you go. Let's hope I didn't press too hard and cut the wire. And we did not. We got jacket there, copper wire there, smashing that first bit. It feels good. It doesn't look like it's weak or wanting to break. We're not going to keep flexing it and make that happen. So there we go. All right, first one is on. No, just the ends. Yes. Zane Drysdale. Hey, that Zane Drysdale that you guys see in chat, since he's in chat, he probably knows what I'm working on. And you guys can probably figure out who he might be in regards to the device I'm working on and the fact that he's blowing a little like he's happy and excited. He might be a little more happy and excited to know that I'm adding a probe to this for the bed. I'm installing a Prusa Pinda Probe on this thing, good sir. So there's a Prusa Pinda Probe going on this. And Mr. Drysdale, just so you know, good sir, this is a thing that I do. I keep it, for the most part, PG-13. So I am allowed one F-bomb during these streams, sir. So what you see and what you hear here is obviously not the same thing as how things would be at the workplace / education and education area. So, but it is good to see you, sir. We are working on this. My goal is to have this thing done and to you by Thursday. Tonight, we're just getting the probe installed. I have a different board in it now. I do plan to get it Klipperized for you. And probably going to set up sensorless homing on your X and Y. So you won't have end-stop switches. We'll get your X and Y set up for sensorless. And you'll have the probe for the Z. So that you won't have to worry about the bed leveling. It'll just be a matter of run the bed level at the start of your print and it will go. Also, Mr. Drysdale, if you see Mr. Borio doing things, yes, you guys know my last name. It's not a secret. If you see him doing things that he doesn't do at work, that's because he's got bad habits and you shouldn't. So don't have the bad habits. I can tell you right now, as somebody who does, don't. But there we go. All right, let's get this thing get these wires popped in here for it. Okay, we're going brown, black, brown, black, and blue. Okay. There we go. Brown, black, blue. All in there. Nice and in that order. So from the side of the lock, it'll be brown, black, blue. So I just have to remember when I put this guy together on the lock side, it's going to be brown, black, and blue at the bottom. So is the sensorless quicker on homing than the physical end stop switches? Just push print, it's negligible. It really is. I mean, your sensorless homing is still going to like hit and stop, and you're still going to hit a switch, and depending on how you have it set up when you do sensorless, it's probably going to hit, pull away, and then come back again one more time just to make sure. Not always the case, but with an end stop switch, that's usually what happens. It comes up, hits the switch, backs off, and then comes into the switch again a little slower. So you do take a little more time there doing it that way. So sensorless, a little quicker, negligible. So now I got to find wire to go the rest of the way down and in. Zane, just so you know, I am leaving the Z end stop switch on here, and I am leaving the wires down underneath, but they will be disconnected if down the road you decide to go back to an end stop switch from the probe. It'll just be a matter of unplug and plug in, and you know, should be pretty good after that. Not saying it'll be perfect. There may be some more tweaking you'll have to do, but for the most part, that will work out the gate. Now I'm just trying to find where I have some extra wire that'll be long enough to make it the rest of the way, because I have to go from about, let's see here. This will have to go, let's move this out and move this over up into its farthest corner. We don't want it too tight. So about there. So it's going to have to go from about here through with all this and into the main board down here. So you're talking 8, about 16 to 18 more inches of cabling. I just heard my phone go buzz, so let's see what I got buzzing. Family. Oh, my family is assisting my son in trying to get a tiller, garden tiller, working, running. All right, so nothing there. Well, let's see here. That's about what you figured? Yeah, I mean, the additional stresses on the steppers with sensorless. Yeah, that's where with Klipper it's nice, because I have this crazy thing what I'll try to do when I set it up. And I always forget to do it on stream because I'm just excited to get the printer up and running on stream. So when I set up sensorless on streams, you guys see me do it. Usually what I'll try to do is I'll try to figure out what's the fastest speed at which I'm going to run it. You got to take off? All right. Well, later, Zane. Have fun, good sir. I will see you tomorrow. And yeah, worst case, you'll just have to come back and watch the VOD and see how far I got. But right now I'm trying to find down here in my bags if I have some random motor cables. Because if I got some like 3-pin motor cables or switch cables or something, I can use those. But what I was gonna say is I have this thing I like to do, or a crazy thing I do, where I will speed up the ooh, plenty long enough, and haha, it's already got a 3-pin on the end, guys. Look at that. So all I got to do is just wire the other end up. So all I got to do is look at that and see what goes to what on this end. So again, we're going to go, oh sweet, it's going to go brown to brown, red to black, yellow to blue. So brown to brown, red to black, and blue to yellow. And again, from earlier in chat, I don't remember what you said, just push print, but I will have to go look for that. But that means that is appearing to be plenty long enough to make it where I would need it to make it. So there we go. Look at that. Who said keeping random garbage wasn't worth it? Huh? Huh? Who's the guy? Who's the guy? Who's the guy who says throw your random crap away? It's going to be useless to you. Who is that guy? It isn't this guy. I'll tell you that right now. Now we can fish this on down. Get it up over the end there. Pull it down nice and tight. And I get this random little bit that looks like a snake ate a mouse right here. So you get this random little bit, but it's inside the sleeve. Blue was ground, brown was power, and black was signal. So I need, for my own sanity, let me grab my cellular device. I'm going to take a picture of that plug connection where the way the wires are. All right, camera, boom. So this way I know. There we go. All right. Don't be afraid to take pictures of shit. That way you know what you're doing. Yeah, so again, blue is my ground, which means that yellow is my ground. Black is my voltage. So that means black becomes red. And then brown. Oh no, yeah, brown was voltage. Sorry, brown is voltage. Blue is ground. Brown is voltage, black is signal. There we go. I gotta quit looking at this stuff. You'll send me a picture? Well, thank you, Thorpe. That's very kind of you to send me a photograph. I hope it's a appropriate photograph. I'm not saying you're a dirty guy or nothing, but you know, sometimes we all get lonely and make poor choices. It's a joke, people. It's a joke. get that over that. There we go. Now we can put this all kind of back in place here, and with the extra wire, we can still get it to squeeze down inside that channel enough. We should have enough clearance to get the motor in there, and that should still hold it in place. So for those of you wondering what I'm actually saying, I take the wire, take this extruder off, tuck the wires in, and then we line up our hammer nuts, T-nuts, hammer nuts, whatever you want to call them. I call them hammer nuts because that's what when I looked them up, that's what they said they were. They were hammer nuts. So I call them hammer nuts. But if you don't want to call them hammer nuts, you don't have to. And then I got to make sure that we're not actually pinching the wire. See, it does still float semi-freely in there. Don't want to go all the way up to the top because then it becomes a bit of an issue. But we're up high enough. I did turn the air conditioner off. Okay. Okay. That one grabbed. Back it up. Bring it in. And there we go. Tight. Tight. Yeah, that thing is in there solid, guys. That is in there solid. Anything is a hammer if you try hard enough. Very true. Very true. As in hammerhead. Anyway, we got that now. These wires are currently here. We're going to have to flip this guy up on its side, pop the bottom open. I'll have to redo this guy so that we can into the board, unplug the Z, plug that in to the Z, and then be ready to fire it up and see what happens. Remember, we need 5 volts for the probe to work, and then we need, oh, I still didn't even put the screw in up here at the head. So we'll have to put that in too once we know we're at the point where the probe comes down and gets close to the bed but doesn't actually smash into it. Uh-oh. Give me just a moment, guys. I heard a loud thunk out here. And nothing. Okay. Must just be a neighbor closing a car door or something. All right. So again, though, let's get back at it, shall we? Flip this guy up on its side. We'll move these out of the way. Throw that back in there so we don't lose it. If you guys want to help me get to work tomorrow, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, all down below. Feel free to help me put gas in my tank to get to work. Because, like everything, money don't go very far and gas goes quicker. So, if you're feeling generous, be generous. If you're not, completely understood. Let's get these out of the way here. Get this. Get that under there. Now let's get this big guy up on its side so we can get into the important part, right? There we go. Now let's move some stuff and find the Allens that are randomly disappeared on me. There we go. Get this base opened up here. Get you guys pointing more at the base because it's all about the base, right? Just a bird running into your siding. Could be. Very well could have been. Just saying, just push print. It very well could be. But if anybody was thinking about it, if you have a Pinda Probe or a Pinda style probe laying around that's a simple 3-wire that runs off 5 volts and you want to know how to wire it into an end stop, to use it as an end stop and a probe, this is it right here. This is what you're going to do. I'm not telling you this is the right way to do it. I'm just telling you this is the way that I'm going to do it. And if you feel as though it'll work for you, feel free to try it. I think it's too sketch. I understand, and I don't blame you if you don't do it. One thing I do need to do, though, is because the fan is wired in with some screws here, I do have to loosen up 2 screws, so I do need to find my iFixit kit so I can get a flat blade out. We can undo those screws. Okay. What was that? A heat sink fell off. What? No, not one of those. That's all right. It's a minuscule thing, easy to fix. There we go. Get this out the way. Random little heat sink fell off the pad. I think it's because of the wires, the way they were kind of interfacing with it. Okay. There we go. Now I need to sit my butt down here. Grab these wires. Kind of follow the rest of the crew through. We'll re-zip tie everything here in a little bit. We need to follow the crew through. Pull these 3 wires in. And yep, that is plenty of wire to get to where we need to go. Because our end stops are up here. And then our servo is right there, and our probe is right there. So let's see, can I get you guys in a little bit closer anyway? So you can kind of see more of the board. Let's see. There we go. I got to be able to see in here too, guys. So it's a little mix of for you and for me. What is under that? There we go. So again, though, our ZN stop is up in this group of wires here, and then here is our servo right here. And then, so we'll come off the servo for the 5 volts, and then we'll run our signal and ground up to the ZN stop. So we'll pull our ZN stop there. A little better. Anyway. Unfortunately, Pinda doesn't work on glass or yeah, well, this has a spring steel on it. So, you know, part of the reason why I'm doing this the way I'm doing this. It's got a spring steel sheet on it. I just need to get these broke apart. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. And torpedo, the almighty torpedo. Let me go look and see. You know what's funny is Torpedo said he was sending me a picture, but he didn't send me a picture. If he did, it hasn't shown up yet. But that's okay. Because, again, we've got, all I do is look at my picture that I took, and I'll know that again, my blue is my yellow, my red is my black, and my brown is my brown. Again, according to what was found earlier, the blue is the ground, the brown is the voltage, and the black is the signal. So again, my red will be my signal, my brown will be my brown, and my yellow will be my blue. So let's get the other one out here. Let's make sure we have a 5-pin that will work. I've got some random smaller kits here that have some of those connectors in them. Like here's a 3-pin that'll connect to the board, but I don't need a 3-pin technically. I need a 2-pin and a 1-pin. We need a 3-pin to go to one, and we need a 2-pin to go to the other. So 3-pin, 2-pin. And we only need 3 pins in total. So we're stealing them out of this. This is for an afterburner. So if anybody's doing an afterburner build and you want one of the boards, My doggo out here. I heard something scrape against the door, so I thought maybe the doggo was out here. A bird might have flew in, hit it, and spun back around. There we go. So yellow is ground, brown is power, red is signal. Thank you, Just Push Print, for being my organization in chat. Who'd have thought you'd become a member and also a like a bit of an organizer for me as well. So thank you. These heat sinks always fall off on yours. Yeah. Those heat sinks are not using very good adhesive, let's put it that way. Same as before. I gotta back you guys up some again. There we go. Same as before, just remove a little bit. But remember, right, on the end stop, it's really not going to matter which goes to which. But just for the sake of my sanity, I am going to pull up the Bigtreetech board. Just so I know. SKR Mini E3, the 1.2 pinout. Look at that. I've already searched for it. And then let's take a look at this one. ZN stop just shows the 2 wires going in, and then it shows for SR. I'm not running an SR or solid state. So let's go back here. Let's just go to this one. Good old. Click on this. Of course, I got to pull this over here. That there. I'm going to actually kind of kick myself in the ass there. Sanity is overrated. Agreed. Who needs sanity, right? There we go. Okay. Click here. Right click. Open image in a new tab. Now let's go look at the image. There we go. Okay. So for our ZN stop, it's really not going to tell me too much, is it? ZN stop, ground will be on the left, and the pin will be on the right. So, again, based on what chat says, for the 2-pin, my yellow is my ground, and that'll be on this side here. On this side. God, that's blown out now. Let me see here. There we go. Anyway, so based on the plug going into the board in this direction, the ground will be, the pin will be on this side, and then ground will be on this side. So that's the plan for putting them in. But let's get these guys stripped down real quick a little bit. Again, just a little off the tip. There we go. Pull a couple of these bad boys out. Grab my big crimpers here. Okay. There we go. And again, the 2 that I need to group together will be my red and yellow. And then brown will go off to power. So, red and yellow are right here. And again, yellow is my ground. Red is my, wait a minute. Yeah, red is signal. So yeah, red and yellow. This will be ground. So let's get ground loaded up. Oh, shoot. I just caught that red cable a little bit. I just smashed the red cable a little bit, but it was just the jacket that I caught, so I should be okay. And that didn't crimp enough. Go figure. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is where those hand crimps work way better. Way better. Left to right. Left to right. Red, brown, yellow. Yep. Okay. There we go. Where did they go? Where did they go? Oh no. Where did I just drop them? There they are. They were on the desk in front of me. It's a wood desk, so it's hard to see. Ignore that. I thought it was 3-prong plug. Nope, we're doing 2 and 1, good sir. But we are using a 3 and a 2 because the 2 is for your X position, or for your X end stop, and then the 3 pin is for the 3 pins for the actual like probe part. Because we're going to steal the 5 volts off the probe, and we could get away with sticking a 1 or a 2 in there. But the problem you're going to run into is they don't fit properly in the plug, so we still just use a 3 anyway. But there we go. So again, we're going to have our, per your prior comment, we are going to have it go in so that yellow is my ground, brown is my power, red is my signal. So I need yellow and red together to go into the switch. And based on the board, my Z end stop ground, which is, again, ground. My ADHD gets me so much, but yellow. So yellow is ground, and yellow is going to go on this side. So these two, when you flip this over, let's make sure the little tab is up. Give them a little pull. Okay, so when this goes into the board this way, those two little pins need to go down, and my red and yellow will need to flip-flop. So, because when it pushes into the board this way, little thing upside down, and yes, ground will be closer to those bigger plugs. So there we go. Ground is in, signal is red, that will go in. There we go. Now let's get the 3-wire for our power for this guy done. So again, find another one of those, and on the servo, let's see here, servo, that 5 volts is in the middle. So our brown wire will go in the middle of the 3 pin. Sounds pretty easy. You know what I mean? There we go. Get this guy loaded up. All right. And, yep, that one got a good bite too. We'll put our brown wire right in the middle of our 3 pin. So here is the setup.
You've got, for the Z end stop, 5 volts for the probe. We'll take our 5 volts right into the servo pin, and then we'll go dig through until we find our Z end stop, which thankfully they have the little yellow rings on them, but currently they're being a bit stubborn to get to. That's why. And that should be X. No, wait, that one's Z. Okay. Because, yep, Z and then the thermistors. So, there. We'll pull that one out of the way. And then, there we go. Now, this is where I will say, do not do as I do. Do not turn your printer back on with the bed or with the bottom opened up like that. However, don't do as I do. Put this guy back up now for testing purposes. If you do this, as a safety precaution, please understand, make sure that there is nothing that is sticking out that can short out anything else underneath the printer. Power it on. The probe has a light on it. Let's move up and see if the light goes off before. Yep, light went off. Light is on. Light is off. Light is on. Light is off. Light is on. Light is off. There we go, and the light goes off with quite a bit of room, so we will have to make sure that we give ourselves, because usually what they say is run it up till the nozzle touches the bed, and then give yourselves 2 mil. However, this wire is kind of, or this belt is kind of in the way. So let's come down some. Let's move this probe up a little. Let's get something wedged in there. Thankfully I got a flat blade here. Okay. Move that up a bit, and then let's take the build plate back up. I know this part you guys can't see, and I apologize. This is where one day an overhead camera would be nice, right? Let's see. Nope. We ran into it, and we're still... We want to have a little bit of space there. Bed. Now... the bed being touched, we want to move this down. I know according to Prusa's thing, they say to there we go. I believe Prusa's like, hey, when you do this, just put a 2 mil spacer underneath it. But the nice part is we're going to be doing this custom, so we can fix the firmware however we need to. But let's see now if I back this down. That's pretty good. Because right there we're just a little off the bed, and then we touch the, right about as the nozzle touches, it goes off. And I know you kind of want an air gap, but it's not slamming into the bed. So, nothing else. Oh, that'll work, because we're not even touching the bed with the light now. Good. So let's find a 14 mil screw, a 14 mil M3. Sorry, chat, did not mean to ignore you. That's a 12. So these must be my 14s over here. Let's grab a 14 mil screw, 14 mil long. There we go. We got one random black in color. There we go. It should be plenty long enough.
Yep, it bit. There we go. With this file and an M14 and 3 heat inserts, 2 M6s, or M3 by 6, 1 M3 by 14. There we go. And 3 heat inserts. Boom, boom, boom. All right, now the only thing that's left to do before we flash the other firmware is let's play a game of the probe is out there far enough. So let's go in here, let's go to motion, let's go to auto home. As long as the probe is over the bed anyway, and it is. Hey, it touched and bounced back. Look at that. All right. The end stop. The probe is working as an end stop. So that part's good. Now it's just a matter of grab the other firmware file real quick, get that installed. Because we're already 2 hours into this stream. I did talk for about 45 minutes of it. I do apologize, but I don't apologize. It's only talking to you guys. You guys are enjoyable. So, there's that. Let's go grab the other firmware file and flash it real quick. I'm going to move some stuff out of my way. Get these Polymaker boxes out of the way. And if you were wondering, yes, it's Polymaker filament. Lots of boxes of Polymaker. I do have some other random stuff. I got a box of Inland that I got from Rocky Mountain. So there's that. Let's grab the SD card out real quick. Power this down. Move some tools out of the way. Grab one of my many SD card readers. I need to get a good quality one. And a good couple of good quality USB 3 extension cables. Let's grab my Swik de Mousey. Let's grab that firmware file that's hiding in the Bigtreetech folder that we already got downloaded. That was already pre-configured for this 3D printing stuff. Bigtreetech Mini E3 firmware 1.2. BL Touch. BL Touch should work with Z homing. So that's for the Ender 5. Copy that. Paste that into the G drive. Right click, paste. Rename that as firmware.bin because that's how all these old guys do it. Hit enter. We will delete the current file. And now let's eject. There we go. Flash the firmware, see what happens. Okay. SD card in. Printer powering on. Should take an unusually long or uncomfortably long time. And it appears to be doing so. There we go. It is running old Marlin 2.0.7.2. But now, come in here. Let's go into configuration, advanced settings, initialize EEPROM, initialize. There we go. That part's done. Now let's go to motion. Let's go to auto home. And now it should come out to bed center and go down, come up, and there we go. Down, and then come back up, and light goes out. There we go. Now, if we go into bed leveling, we can do level bed. The Z probe offset is currently set to -185, which we don't know if that's right. And actually, it did put the probe pretty much dead center. So it looks like this probe mount, the XY offset, XYZ offset, looks like it's pretty good. I will leave it at -185 for right now. I am going to go heat up the bed. So let's go back to main. Let's go to temp. Preheat for PLA. 260, that'll be fine. Uh-oh. Do not tell me. I just replaced this screen with the screen off my Ender 3. Don't you be auto-clicking. Oh, it was kind of in between a turn, so I think that might have been what did it. Let's go to motion. Wait, actually, let's go back to main screen. Let's see where we're at temp-wise. It's heating up slowly. But we'll get this thing. I'm going to jump off of there and go back here. You guys can see it right here. So I'm right here. So there you go. Go up a little bit. There we go. See? Now I'm kind of in frame. We'll let this thing heat up. It's only at 38 on the bed and 49 on the hot end. I need to hydrate, guys. I need to hydrate. I didn't drink all my coffee yet. It's now iced coffee, but there we go. I am properly caffeinated and hydrated. All right. That is the one thing that I do have to say I love about newer printers is faster heat times. Nice part is with Klipper, I should be able to go in and maybe we can get some more speed out of the heating on the bed at least, because we can set that to heat at 100%. I don't know if by default this is doing that, and if so, well, you know. Hot end's at 200, bed's at 56, but at 57, so we're getting pretty close. Let's go to motion. Let's go to auto home again real quick. Comes out to pretty much the center. Come down and touch. Back up. And come back up. And touch. And back down. There we go. All right, now let's go into motion. Let's go into bed leveling, and let's go into level bed. Man, that is slow. We can speed that up with some Klipper. Wow. End stop Z. And then it stopped. What was that? It says end stops Z. So that did not go how I hoped it would, but let's try motion, bed leveling. We got level corners. Oh, bed leveling on, and then level corners. Done. I'm not going to play with that. We're probably going to go Klipper here real quick. Anyway. That is weird. Tell it to level the bed. And it comes up, but it doesn't even get close, and then it goes back down. So I'm wondering if part of it has to do with that probe offset. Set that back to 0. Shouldn't though. But we'll set it to probe. We'll set the probe offset to 0. And level bed. All right. if nothing else, let's go see if we can find a config for the. Well, I know there's already a config out there for it, so it's not going to be too much to do. It'll just be a matter of. We've already got Klipper installed on there. It'll just be a matter of load that guy back up and do all that. But, you know, what speeds you getting with the switch wire with PLA versus the one? Just switch print. I haven't really put them like against each other yet. I haven't really paid attention, to be honest with you. I've just been lazy, like fire up a print and send it at them. But it sounds like a good idea. So. Yeah, the hardware is installed now. We are at over 2 hours of streaming. So I am going to wrap this bad boy up. It's going on 7 o'clock. I need to get a shower and eat that burger that was given to me like an hour ago. So I'm going to eat my burger, take a shower, get stuff ready for work tomorrow, and then I have work. So I will be off of work around 2 o'clock p.m. Central Standard. I won't get home. Maybe, if all goes well, we'll stream around 4 o'clock. If you're not following me on X, X is going to be the best way to know. Unless you have notifications turned on, feel free to hit the notifications. If you got any value from this and you want to join the member, become a member, feel free to join the membership. Links down there to join. Like I said, financially, if you want to help me out with gas in the tank or bills to get paid, feel free to hit the Venmo, PayPal, or whatever down below. Let me check and see if anybody did during the stream. I want to make sure I give shout outs to those who do when they do, unless they specifically state otherwise. Let's take a look real quick. Boom. Let's move that. Waiting. Things are loading and spinning. Gotta make sure I give credit where credit is due. For some reason, notifications don't always prompt me. Looks like nothing on the Venmos, the PayPals. Check the PayPals. Gotta make sure. Nothing in the PayPals. All right, let's check the Cash App. Cash App says. Nothing in the PayPals. All right, so. Nobody sent nothing. Shout outs to everyone anyway. Thanks for being awesome. Happy manufacturing. What the hell? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Sorry you're catching me right at the end of the stream. I'm just getting ready to wrap things up. I was just checking to see if I had gotten any of the PayPals, Venmos, or Cash Apps so I could give shout outs to those. But yeah, no, happy you just missed it. As a recap, I don't know if you know, but this Ender 5 Pro came to me as it doesn't work and I'm tired of looking at it, get it out of my car and get it out of my house. Staff member that I work with at the school wanted it gone, asked if I could recycle it. I said, I could probably fix it. Can I have it instead of recycle it? She said, I don't care. Get it out of my car. Her son works at the school over the summer and he caught wind that I had it and was going to try and fix it and use it. And he kindly asked if I did get it fixed, if he could maybe have it back and that he would pay me for anything I put into it. And I told him, I don't want to do that. I will fix it for you based on stuff I have. So I've been using parts that I have, and I kind of sort of cannibalized my Ender 3 Pro back there. Heavy manufacturing was a thought, but I'm just going to get it fixed, Clipperize it, and give it back to you. My hope is maybe Thursday I'll have enough streams to keep me motivated to keep working on this so that by Thursday we'll have Klipper dialed in, tuned up, and running on this thing beautifully. I have to find a case that I can put the put Klipper in it. I have this Raspberry Pi 4 with this awesome Bigtreetech Bigtreetech screen on it. I think it's a 4.3 inch. Yeah, it's 4.3 inch. Nice and so I'm gonna try and find a case for this that will mount it maybe like right here. And then that way you can go straight out of the Pi and then loop around and plug it in right there. So
that is the hope. Or even just off this 2020 down here, have it mount like this and sit right in the center. But I'd rather, if I could, put it on this corner, or even if I put it on this corner, just run the USB across and pop it in, whatever. So, Mike is cutting out at this time. No, it's not. It's because I had it down on my side. For some reason, even though the thing is up there, this thing here gets blocked through the wall and everything, or through the desk and whatnot. But yeah, Mike is clipping out. That's because I'm talking excitedly and I turned up the volume on the microphone. So I do apologize for that. Well, thank you, good sir. Thank you, Happy. Just Push Print, thank you for being here. Stephen Poole, thank you for coming hanging out. Martin, thank you. Old Curmudgeon, thank you. Popaway, Steven, Thorpe, if you're still here, thank you for coming and hanging out, guys. We will be streaming more this week on the YouTubes. So come hang out. Share the love, tell people to come hang out. Like I said, the goal on this channel is, like I said, Just Push Print. If you bring that CR10, I'll work on repairing it, getting it fixed up and running, and then you want me to give it away, man, I will fix it, and we will get, I'll give it away to somebody either local to me, if you're okay with that. That's easier because it's like local pickup. I can find somebody that maybe doesn't have money and wants it and say, here you go, and I'll just pull a couple rolls of filament from the wall back there, give it to them, and they can be good with it. Or if you want to send it to someone, we can work on a shipping situation to get that out to wherever you want it to go. Yeah. Also, again, for anybody who just popped in and doesn't know, the FlashForge Adventurer the FlashForge Adventurer 5M, I gave that to my niece and nephews. They came into town yesterday, and because it is a good printer that works very well, I gave it to them. Yes, I could have gave them, for instance, the K1, but I use the K1. It's my only enclosed printer next to the switch wire. And right now the K1 just works. The switch wire, it's not that it doesn't work. It's a Voron. It's a tinker machine. So how much for what and where? How much for what and where what? I mean, for a high five, those are free. You can get those at Murph. I'll give high fives. I do hugs normally. I'm kind of a hugger. I like to do hugs. No, more FlashForge. No more FlashForge. Like I said, it's a good machine. It works great. They're $299, and it's an awesome machine. I bought it back in February, used it quite a bit, and then gave it to, give them. Oh, whatever I was talking about getting rid of. Steven, I gave away my FlashForge Adventurer 5M. That's what I was talking about. I gave that to my niece and nephews. But I wasn't. I was talking about Just Push Print has he said something about a CR10 CR10S, I believe it was, that he wasn't doing anything with it. He said he was going to send my way, or was talking about possibly sending my way to fix it, repair it, and then give it away to someone. Because that's kind of what I like to do. I'd rather, for some reason, I like to tinker and rebuild printers, and then, I can give them away to people. I like doing that. So if people have printers that aren't working, that are, not necessarily like a complete pile of shit, but something that requires some work to get it up and running again, and they just don't want to deal with it, you can send it my way. I'll get it up and running, and then I can give them away locally to either kids here, or if you have someone in mind, we can work on figuring out how to get the shipping to get it to them. So if it's one of those you want to pay to ship something to me, great. If you want to see me at an event and give me stuff at the event, depending on where it is and how I got there, depends on if I can take it or not. We can work on that as these events come up, like Rocky Mountain. I drove there last year, or this last year. I drove there, so it would have been loaded up and bring it home. Any cubic linear plus delta. I can work with that. You have a focus, Ender 3, or you have focus and 3 Ender 3s you need to lose locally. Well, Stephen Poole, I'm sorry, I am not local to you, good sir, but I'm sure if you need to just lose them locally,
You could maybe put a blast out there on one of your local Facebook pages, take pictures and say, free to a good home for someone looking to learn, and then let someone find you somewhere. Kind of pull a Joel on that one. And just pull up to like a coffee shop or something. You'll bring it to Murph. All right, bring it to Murph. You'll watch me rebuild it on stream, and then we'll do something with it. But like I said, that's my plan, is to just kind of do that on here. It'll be streaming, rebuilding, either rebuilding, building new, building a project, whatever the case may be. But that's really what I enjoy doing, is like building, rebuilding them, making them work, taking them from not necessarily older beat up pieces of junk, but if that's what they are, if it's an older beat up machine, take that, put some time in, if I can, get sponsors along the way to send parts my way. And then, like I said, in the end, we just give the printers away to people and just say, here you go. Like, whether it be local schools, young families, low income people who don't have money but want to get into it. Because I know I said I'm going to go, but you guys know I'm from the Midwest, and the Midwest goodbyes are a thing. So Midwest goodbye. I've given away how many printers now? You know what I mean? Like, I've given away so many printers, and thankfully there have been some success stories out of that, where I've given away 3D printers, little kids, friends of family, students from the school, staff members from the school. I've given them printers so that they can use them in classes for like a reward program for the kids. They can watch the stuff being 3D printed, and then they work towards getting like points. Or one of the teachers does she's got fake money that she made up, and then as the kids do good things, they earn this money, and then they can cash that in towards the stuff that they saw her 3D printing in class. So we use it as a reward system. We use it as a way to take kids to places in history that they can't go. Like the history teacher in junior high this last year got a 3D printer from me. He's been using it to print historical monuments. He did the pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza, where it's actually a model where you can pop the side out of it, and you can see the tunnels that we know of. You can see those tunnels kind of leading through there. And so it gives the kids a chance to actually physically see things that they're just seeing on a screen. When you're actually looking at it and kind of getting an idea of things, it's a little neater, and the kids enjoy it more. So yeah. And Steve Poole, Just Push Prints, pretty cool dude. Met him at Rocky Mountain this year. Pretty cool dude, doing a lot of cool stuff on YouTube. Got a lot of ambition and drive. I hope to see a lot of good shit come from that. But yeah, if any of you guys are coming to Murph, I'm not going to have a table. I'm only coming for Saturday. So I will be there Saturday walking around. If you have stuff, leave it in your car. We'll get together at some point throughout the event and get it moved from your car to my car. That way we don't have to bring it in and carry it around the event, or find someplace in the event to put it. So just, if you are going to bring something you want to see me rebuild on stream, leave it in your car. Find me at the event. I'll be wearing probably one of these bad boys, so look for this. Or on the back it says real big, MakerMind Nexus, and it has the Libre, powered by Libre computer on it. So find this shirt wandering around, say, hey you, I'm so and so from your stream, and I have a printer in my car for you. And then I'll be like, awesome, let's go get it now. Or if I'm in the middle of something, I'll be like, give me a few minutes, and then let's go do that. So, but I do not sell the printers that I get for free. I also don't, for some reason, sell the printers I buy. I kind of give them away. Like, I bought the FlashForge in February, and then I gave it to my niece and nephews. So I have a bad habit of wanting to see people print. I love 3D printing. I love the community, and I love seeing, like, especially young kids getting just so excited by, I did this, So that's kind of what I enjoy. I enjoy sparking creativity in people. I always kind of joke that I'm more of a muse for others than I am for myself. Like, I can come up with ideas, but I don't have passion and drive and follow through to do it for myself. But I really enjoy watching other people do it. It's kind of what I enjoy doing, man. It's kind of what I enjoy doing. So But that being said, guys, it is now 2.5 hours almost in. We got the probe mounted. We got it wired in. We know it's working. Probably tomorrow, if all goes well and I stream tomorrow, we will start working on clipperizing this, getting everything done with Klipper, getting the probe set up, making sure that it homes, everything moves, and then we'll spend the next couple of streams working on dialing things in, making sure that it's moving the proper distances, making sure that we've got macros for the good stuff, like our uh, the screw tilt adjust, right? Yeah, screw tilt adjust, and we'll make sure we get bed level and all that fun stuff all worked out and taken care of. Yeah, the burger's definitely cold now. But yeah, so that's going to be the next, this next week. Hope it's Wednesday night to finish up. So it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday working on this, and then Wednesday night I'll pack it in the car, and Thursday morning I will give it to the young man and kind of go over some stuff with him. And if all goes well, maybe I'll be like, hey, since you guys know his name is now Zane, you saw him in chat tonight, I'll be like, hey Zane, let's get a picture together real quick, and then I'll drop it up on my X so you guys can see young Zane with his printer. So, and then after that, we'll probably start doing something with something else. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, my usual. Stay out of trouble, stay out of jail, happy 3D printing, and all the things. Got to do the stupid all the things, because I started doing that on TikTok as a wisecrack because everybody else was doing it, and then I started doing it. So, and all the things. But anyway, bye guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Have a good night.